welcome to another session for Ask Renee. Okay, this week's question is, how do I do a long distance relationship? How do I make it work? Well, I definitely have some tips for you because I was doing a long distance relationship with my partner for 3 years. And let me just say, it's tough. It really is. And so the first thing I think you need to understand is that if you're wanting to get into a long distance relationship with someone, it will be different to a normal relationship. It will require more energy, more effort, and more emotion. So you need to have that understanding before you say yes. Now, it's not to say that a long distance relationship can't work. There are people who've been doing it for ages. There are people that are maybe even in the army or for visa reasons can't be in the same country. And it doesn't mean they don't love each other any less or they don't want to have a future together. What you need to be clear with each other when you're about to do the long distance is that you both have an understanding of, yes, what it requires, but also that you have an end goal. I don't think that doing a long distance relationship forever is a very wise decision, purely because it is quite hard and you should be wanting to basically set your life up so that it can be unified and so that you can live and be in the same country as each other, because that is what will really help grow and strengthen your relationship. So chat to each other about it and say, okay, well, we're going to do long distance for 3 months. And by 3 months, we need to make sure that by then we've got a solution of some sort. Always be working towards some sort of solution of being together eventually and as soon as possible. Because long distance relationship, not only do you have that physical distance between each other, but there will be moments when you will start to doubt your feelings for one another, simply because you don't have that face-to-face interaction with that person as you would on a daily basis if they were here. Now, it's not to say that you mean to do that. It's just something that becomes a byproduct of being apart from that person all the time. Relationships don't get stronger by spending more time apart, okay? They get stronger by spending more time together, and that should be quality time, of course. Relationships do need space, but like I said, it should be about being together eventually. Okay, another thing I would say is that you need to understand that your communication levels are really going to have to raise the bar. Okay, communication is key in this instance when you're in a long distance relationship. This is, chatting to each other on a daily basis, emailing, videos, wherever you can. Being able to actually see that person's face is better than just having a phone call or a text, because it's like they're actually there in the room. And now I know a lot of people are actually visual, especially men are visual creatures. So they feel more emotionally attached to someone when they actually have that visual. So try and do as much video as possible, as well as your texts, as well as your phone calls as well. Look, write love letters, send each other gifts. It doesn't mean that just because you're apart from each other, you still can't have some sort of normality in your relationships. And that is the key. You want to still be able to create a normal and healthy relationship even though you are apart from each other. You want to be able to have some sort of routine, whether that is waking up in the morning. Of course, if there's a time difference, it will be a little bit hard, and sending that good morning text or sending that good night text or sending the little Snapchat of what you had for lunch, because if that's what you would do when you normally are together, then that doesn't need to stop. So the more that you create habits which you would have in your relationship if you were together, the better and the stronger it's going to be. And it's also going to make you feel like you have a little bit more of a normal situation. So your communication really has to be at the forefront of everything you do. Even when you're tired, you still need to send that text. Even when you are busy or work is starting to really get in the way, you need to put that time aside to still prioritize your partner. All right. And another thing that I would say is, besides having an end goal, trying to be together and making sure you have great communication and creating some sort of normality and routine in your relationship, is keep the romance alive. And when you do have fights with each other, because this is inevitable, make sure that you instantly are trying to resolve that fight. Because distance, physical distance in a fight, okay, will make it worse. I'm not going to lie. It'll be hard. Fighting with someone when you can't actually then see each other and have a face-to-face sort of conversation and make up is really going to put a few barriers between you guys being able to move forward. So this, again, is where communication will come into play. And lastly, I want to say this. Love is a choice. And there will be times, like I said before, when you feel that you might be falling out of love with that person, or when you feel like you want to give up, because it is hard work, a long distance relationship. And like I said, it will require a lot more from you. But in those instances, you need to choose love over feelings. You need to choose commitment over feelings. You need to choose what is right and what is edifying to that relationship and your partner, to what you're feeling in that moment of sadness or that moment of stress or anxiety. Well, I hope that helped you. Of course, I have written plenty of blogs about long distance relationships as well. And if you have any more questions, feel free to email in. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye for now.